Three, two, one. We are live now.
Welcome to Vyapaar Jagat TV once again, and we are happy to celebrate women empowerment and female entrepreneurs, whom we call Fempreneur. And we are organizing a physical event of Fempreneur 2023 at Ahmedabad on 18th of this March. Please be there with us, and those who want to nominate for Fempreneur Awards will be mentioning a link in the comment section so that you can nominate yourself for the Fempreneur Awards 2023. And now coming to the session for our panel discussion about how to create your free time into business. हम औरतों के पास बहुत कम टाइम रहता है और हम वो टाइम हम कुछ ऐसा करने की कोशिश में जुड़ जाते हैं जहाँ पे हमको मन से खुशी होती है और दो पैसे भी हमारे आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. It is not about only money, but it is about the satisfaction you get of earning your own money. और हम यही मुद्दा आज हम जानेंगे कि हम अपना ये फ्री टाइम इंस्टा पे सेल्फी या फेसबुक पे सेल्फी अपलोड करने के अलावा किस तरह से हम उस सोशल मीडिया का भी यूज कर सकते हैं बिजनेस बढ़ाने में. So on the panel, I have my co-panelist Ishita Choudhary. She is the brand image setter. And Ishita has found the Brand Digest in 2021 after years of experience working as a brand manager, luxury consultant, and an international marketer. With a background in business, she's always been interested in business of luxuries and brands in dynamic, diverse environments. Having worked with more than 15 brands across various national and international markets, and multiple campaigns, Ishita likes to be on field and let her creative juices take over. And this is how Ishita is going to be an important person creating a brand, and she'll talk about the luxuries. And we have Vaishali Vaishnav. She is a coffee meet of some friends, entrepreneurs, and moms, and she went ahead and inspired its founder, Vaishali, to create this wonderful platform called MTM. MTM is multitasking mommies. The name says it all. As you can see, multitasking and mommies. So there she can create and help you to divert your free time into a business and something which is sourceful, and that defines your satisfaction as well. I welcome both of you on Vyapaar Jagat, and my heartiest gratitudes to both of you for sparing your free time. Vaishali ji seems to be very busy at the same moment. She's driving, and but here she is again guiding other women, inspiring other women. And Ishita, as usual, with a very bright smile on her. And Ishita, welcome here. Vaishali ji. Okay. Vaishali ji, so basically जब हम free time की बात करते हैं, when we talk about the free time, the first thing that instinct your mind is free time है तो थोड़ा WhatsApp देख लेते हैं, free time है तो थोड़ा Insta चेक कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा FB चेक कर लेते हैं, चलो किसी ने, मेरी फ्रेंड ने ये पोस्ट डाली है, अच्छा वो दिल्ली गई है, वो क्या कर रही है, उसकी पोस्ट चेक कर लेती हूँ. These are the feminine questions which mostly all women have with them. So आप उनको क्या suggest करेंगे, how to use this how to convert or divert this curiosity about the others in form of something very useful she can give and give herself.
Right. First of all, thank you so much, Jalpan, Vishal, and Vyapaar Jagat for having me here. And Ishita, it is so nice to see you, and glad connecting with you today on this platform. First of all, free time को कैसे income में या business में convert करना है, it sounds really nice, because हम बहुत लोग सोच रहे होते हैं कि कैसे हम हमारे समय को ऐसे क्रिएट करें या ऐसे यूटिलाइज करें कि हम कुछ अर्न कर पाए. But when it comes these days, जब आपने बहुत ही सही कहा जलपन कि Instagram, Facebook and WhatsApp is eating away a lot of time. सिर्फ रील बनाने के लिए या पोस्ट करने के लिए नहीं, but if you know the useless scrolling which we do, it takes up a lot of time out of us. आपको पता नहीं चलेगा कब आधा घंटा चला गया होगा and you are still scrolling.
Right.
Sometimes it does happen that we take the phone in our hands with something in our mind that I have to message a particular person. Somehow a notification pops up from Facebook and dang, for 15 minutes you are there just scrolling and you forgot why you took the phone, whom you have to message. So this is a general thing which is happening nowadays. So that is why we all say that time ही नहीं मिल रहा, हमारे पास time ही नहीं है. Actually time बहुत सारा है हमारे पास. It's just that we need to control these useless scrollings, and social media के लिए भी हमें हमारा एक अलग टाइम टेबल बनाना जरूरी है. तब जाके हम एक साथ बहुत सारी प्रोडक्टिव चीजें कर पाएंगे. एंड आई थिंक एक बार ये सारा जब हम स्ट्रीमलाइन हमारा रूटीन कर पाएंगे तो आई थिंक हमारा फ्री टाइम या ऐसा रहेगा ये कि हम आसानी से अर्न भी कर पाएंगे.
Absolutely.
एंड बिलीव मी, मैं इनफैक्ट ये कहना चाहूंगी आज के जमाने में ऐसे विमेन के सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स भी आ रहे हैं कि जिसपे आप अगर प्रोडक्टिव एक्टिविटीज करते हैं तो उससे भी आप अर्न कर पाओगे. It's just that you pick the right thing in your hand and ignore the scrolling thing. अच्छा और प्रोडक्टिव करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली होगा, क्योंकि मल्टीटास्किंग मॉमीज में काफी सारी मॉम्स और विमेन के साथ काम करते करते मैंने देखा है कि कैसे उन लोगों ने एक छोटे से अपने शौक को अपने फ्री टाइम में थोड़ा अच्छे से नर्चर करके, मोल्ड करके और सबके सपोर्ट के साथ उनको एक अच्छे से बिजनेस में कन्वर्ट किया है.
Right.
It is not at all impossible. It's just that we need that instinct. और दूसरी बात कि अगर हम उस काम को ऐसे ले रहे हैं कि मैं ये फ्री टाइम है मेरा तो मैं चलो ना कुछ ऐसा कर लेती हूँ जिससे मैं अर्न कर लूँ, तो उस एटीट्यूड से वो परमानेंटली चीज होना बहुत मुश्किल है. We need to have that professional attitude towards whatever we are doing which gives you earning. We need to put that dedication, because वो चीज बहुत टाइम मैंने देखी है कि विमेन में कभी कभी लैक करती है, बिकॉज वी विमेन डू लॉट ऑफ मल्टीटास्किंग. वी आर अ मदर, वी आर अ वाइफ, वी आर अ डॉटर इन लॉ, तो इतनी सारी चीजें कर रहे होते हैं कि जहाँ खुद को तो हम भूल ही गए होते हैं. हमारी खुद की बात तो एक तरफ छोड़िए, इन चीजों में फिर डेडिकेशन किसी एक चीज को देना, एक चीज को फोकस देना कि वो चीज प्रोडक्टिव बने और आपके लिए कुछ अर्न करें, बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. तो ये डिफिकल्ट है, पर विमेन, आज की विमेन ये कर रही हैं कि वो अपने इस टाइम को प्रोडक्टिवली यूज करके दे आर अर्निंग. सो इट इज नॉट एट ऑल इम्पॉसिबल unless and until we plan and we make our own strategy. आपका पूरा दिन उस हिसाब से आप डिजाइन करो तो हम सब कर सकते हैं. We are all here to support and help each other.
Absolutely. और आप हमेशा सपोर्ट के लिए हो. We are grateful because I have seen where you always stand up as a support, willingly, voluntarily आप करते हो support. And Ishita, coming towards you, basically you are into brand strategy, especially the image building part. Yeah.
Yes.
And how did that pop up in your mind before starting into or stepping into the entrepreneurship?
I think I've always somehow been interested in brands as a kid only. I think I discovered my first luxury brand as a sixth grade student. My father would always make me watch these Michael Jackson concerts, and they were all like filled with glam and glitz and all of that. So I think that got me very fascinated with everyone's fascinated with glamour and luxury and all of it. But I think, yeah, that's how I got introduced to this world of luxury and of brands. And then I slowly started, I was always more interested in strategy, because I would always see, I come from a business class background. I come from a business family. I would always see how these brands would basically sell the same products but in different markets, and yet they were all successful, or sometimes they didn't work for some particular market. And it all just got me really intrigued about how these markets operated and what factors actually determine the success or failure of a brand in a particular market. So I think that's how I started. And when I started freelancing straight out of school, I started freelancing as an undergrad student only. And I've always been, somehow or the other, I've always worked with a brand, whether it was like a brand review or a product review, or maybe like an event or something. But I've always been working with brands. And then I started working with like bigger brands in bigger roles. I started working in marketing. I started working international marketing, international events. I did a couple of internships abroad. I was an international marketer where I handled brands marketing for international markets, or some international brands for the Indian market. And then I started to do like an industry training course in luxury brand management, because I realized that's where my interest lied towards. I wanted to get very niche with brands that I work with now. So I did that, and it all worked out. I mean, of course, there was a lot of efforts and energy that I put in behind it. I did a lot of unpaid internships also. So that was another way that I used my free time, where, you know, I would always get like, this one manager that I had, I always thank him so much for like encouraging me. He would always tell me that you're one of the few college students who would, instead of going to a movie, be here in the office straight after my classes. And so he helped me a lot, understand a lot of things. The whole team there in the office was very helpful. They would always treat me as an intern, but I mean, they wouldn't treat me as an intern actually, even though I was an intern, but I was given a lot of responsibility. So I think that just played to my confidence. And yeah, that's how I started with brands.
Absolutely, and it was really wonderful hearing your journey about how you are attached with brands and luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah. So वैशाली जी, आपके पास जब मॉमीज आते हैं, जो मल्टीटास्किंग मॉमीज यू वर्किंग फॉर, वो लोग की बेसिक कंप्लेन कहाँ होती है कि वेयर दे डोंट गेट टाइम? मतलब जनरली हम बात करते हैं, हम अगर किसी को, हम चार औरतें मिलके अगर किसी एक औरत जो घर में रची पची सी है, ये है, एंड देन शी लुक्स एट अस एंड हाँ काश मैं भी काम कर सकती, लेकिन मैं तो कर ही नहीं सकती. तो ये जो आ जाता है फीमेल्स में, स्पेशली वुमेन में, दैट इज अ पार्ट वेयर दे काइंड ऑफ गिव अप कि नहीं अब तो हमसे होगा नहीं, हमारे पास टाइम ही नहीं है, हम तो बच्चों का करते हैं, हम तो घर देखते हैं, इन लॉस को संभालते हैं, एंड बच्चों को स्कूल भेजना है, उनको खाना खिलाना है, हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है. दैट इज द बेसिक थिंग व्हेन फीमेल्स डू कंप्लेन, बाकी कुछ करने को टाइम नहीं है. सो हाउ डू यू ट्राई एंड एक्सप्लेन दैम कि वही टाइम है जो 24 घंटे उनके पास है, 24 घंटे आपके पास है, एंड हाउ दे कन्वर्ट and get a particular time where they can create a business?
See, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहूंगी कि नॉर्मली मैक्सिमम केस में ये होता है कि you know, women tend to get distracted by comments from the family members itself. कि मेरी मदर इन लॉ ने कहा कि तुम इस पे ध्यान दे रही हो, पहले घर पे और बच्चों पे ध्यान दो. So there's that mother's guilt is always there inside a woman when she's out to do something. फिर घर के ही कोई लोग उनको बोल रहे होते हैं कि तुम इस पे ध्यान नहीं दे रही हो, ये ठीक नहीं है, you are not being a good mom, you know, you are becoming selfish because you are focusing on your career. So ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो एक विमेन को you know, give up करने के लिए मजबूर कर देती है. It is very easy, and I have seen that the maximum number of women give up at a growth level stage. उनका बिजनेस या उनका काम एक ऐसे लेवल पे पहुंच चुका होता है, but still because of all these things they give up. तो बहुत ही कम परसेंटेज ऑफ विमेन इस स्टेज को पार करके आगे पहुंचती हैं कि जिनमें एक यू नो आई कैन डू इट वाला एटीट्यूड होता है कि नहीं, कुछ भी हो जाए मैं फेस करूंगी इस सिचुएशन को, आई विल मैनेज मे बी विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ फैमिली मेंबर्स एंड लाइफ पार्टनर एंड ऑल, पर मैं करके रहूंगी. और मैंने ऐसी विमेन देखी हैं कि जिन्होंने बहुत ही मुश्किल से मुश्किल सिचुएशन में गिव अप नहीं किया है. अदरवाइज एज आई सेड इट इज वेरी इजी फॉर अ वुमेन कि ऐसे ऐसे एक्सपीरियंसेस होते हैं कि दे इजीली गिव अप. तब ये जो पुश की जरूरत होती है ना हमें कहीं से, वो नॉर्मली फैमिली में से या कहीं से मुश्किल से लोगों को मिलता है. बहुत ही कम लोगों को फैमिली में से वो पुश मिलता है दैट इट्स ओके, थिंग्स विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ, बट यू गो अहेड एंड डू व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू. तो मैक्सिमम आप जानते हो कि हमारे यहाँ सोसाइटी का ये माइंडसेट है कि अभी भी घर में इतना पुश एक विमेन को नहीं मिलता है, बिकॉज शी इज ऑलवेज सीन एज अ मदर और अ डॉटर इन लॉ एंड ऑल. हमारे यहाँ मैं तो ये कहूंगी कि मदरहुड इज सो मच ओवर ग्लोरिफाइड कि विमेन को हमेशा गिल्ट में ही रहना पड़ता है उस वजह से. सो या सो बिलीव मी, इस स्टेज को पार करने में ना वेरी वेरी लेस परसेंटेज ऑफ विमेन ओवरकम दैट. एंड यस आई हैव सीन, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली बहुत ही कम विमेन को पुश करते करते भी ये स्टेज से पार करवा पा रही हूँ. बट आई फील प्राउड दैट यस, तो एटलीस्ट उन विमेन की लाइफ में मैं वो डिफरेंस क्रिएट कर पाई हूँ कि उस स्टेज को वो पार कर जाए. द ओनली थिंग इज दैट कि ड्यूरिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टेज ऑफ टाइम यू नीड समबडी टू पुश यू. एक वो पुश एंड पुल इफेक्ट कहते हैं ना कि इफ यू नो वो कहीं फंस रही हैं तो हमें उनको वहां से पुल करना है, या वो आगे वो स्टेप नहीं ले पा रही है, समथिंग इज स्टॉपिंग हर टू टेक दैट स्टेप, तब हमें वो पुश की जरूरत होती है. तब हम मल्टीटास्किंग मॉमीज में ये जरूर देखते हैं कि एक दूसरे को ये सपोर्ट और इंस्पिरेशन दे पाए हम आगे बढ़ने के लिए.
एब्सोल्युटली. जनरली फीमेल्स होते हैं वो एक एज के, एक हद के बाद दे डोंट वांट टू स्टेप आउट ऑफ देयर कंफर्ट जोन. उनको उसमें रहना है. फिर उनको नए तरीके से आगे बढ़ने में उनको जो दिक्कत है वो एक्चुअली माइंड में होती है, उनके माइंड में होती है. आई बिलीव दैट. एंड वंस दे आर टेकिंग फर्स्ट स्टेप टुवर्ड्स देयर गोल्स, मुझे नहीं लगता आगे फिर इनको कोई रोक पाता है. और वही पहला कदम आप कितने सारे मम्मीज को आप पहला कदम चलवा रहे हो, सिखा रहे हो, लेने में इतना सपोर्ट दे रहे हो एज अ मदर योर सेल्फ ऑल्सो. तो आप सारे मम्मीज की मम्मी बन के बैठे हो. सो इट्स वेरी अप्रिशिएबल हैविंग यू हियर मैम. Ishita, when I see you as a brand yourself, I do keep wondering कि आपने भी काफी challenges तो face किए होंगे in your entrepreneurship in that journey. तो वो आपने how have you managed your time in that? Because आप studies भी कर रहे थे, तो स्टडीज के साथ साथ आप अपने ये जो आपका फ्रीलांसिंग का जो पूरा है उसको भी मतलब you were trying to line up with that thing. And you had to cope up with those other social responsibilities also at home as a daughter, or maybe as a daughter-in-law. So how have you created your own timing?
So I'm still a daughter. I'm not a daughter-in-law just yet.
Lucky you. More time.
Yeah. So when I started as a student, when I started freelancing, I always had I think I credit my father a lot for my entrepreneurial journey. He's always encouraged me to work and to take care of yourself, look after yourself. He's always taught me to not look to anyone else to fulfill your own desires, or even say as much as a hobby. I'm a huge bookworm, but every time I needed to buy a book or I wanted to buy my first Kindle, he would always tell me, save karo paise and aapka shauk hai, aap khud pura karo. Or nahi, agar nahi pura ho sakta, if you think it's very expensive, to wo shauk na do. But he's never said no to anything. So he would always make me do like chota tasks. Okay, chalo, you do this today and then I'll give you some money. And then you start saving up and then you make a pool, you collect enough money, you save enough money, and then you buy your Kindle or whatever. So when that started at a very young age. So then when I started college, I was like, I have so much free time because my classes were 4 hours, 5 hours a day. It was lesser than what a normal school timing would be. So I had a lot of time, and not every day I'd have some plans with my friends, but I also had this thing where I wanted to learn things because I was very fascinated. I've always seen my father, my mother, and everyone else work. So I'm very fascinated as to how I could contribute to the family and how I could help them, even in the tiniest of things. But I always wanted to be more self-reliant. So I felt like for me, what's more important is skill building. So I decided, like, I took some time off, of course, as a college student. When you're just, when you're just out of school, you have all this freedom. And I got my first car when I was in college. So I could not drive myself around. I could go to movies and I could do all of that. So of course I took some time, and I wouldn't take a lot of freelancing projects. And not a lot of people would actually give me projects either. So all the free time that I got, I invested that time in maybe developing a skill. So I either started reading more to develop my vocabulary, or I started group reading. So I would have like pen pals and everything that I'd exchange letters with or books with, and we just communicate with a whole lot of community, different people from different countries and different religions. And then eventually, that when I started getting more work, I started getting a little bit more serious, because I now realized that, oh, people were actually valuing my opinions, or I have so much to learn from people who come from different backgrounds who actually have value to deliver. So I started getting more serious towards developing myself as a person, and not just focus on earning, because I feel if you focus on maybe developing yourself, if you're good at something, I think eventually you'll get paid for it. And you also have, if you develop your skills, you actually have more leverage to ask people to pay you for the value that you bring to the table. Like today, if I'm at a stage where I can say no to a project because it's maybe not the compensation that I'm getting for it is not fair enough. It's because I've invested that much time in developing myself and my skills and learning the art of whatever it is, strategizing or building a campaign or whatever. So I feel all of that, when I started seeing results of it, it just motivated me more to keep doing more of it. And then I eventually started managing my time also. So now I'm like, okay, weekends I take for myself and my family and my friends. I'm like, I don't take any meetings on the weekend. I don't really have any deadlines that are pertaining to the weekend. I give my team also the free time to do whatever they want to do on the weekend. We work with a task and a deadline system. So I give you a task, I give you a deadline. To finish that task within the deadline, I'm not really controlling of how you manage your hours. I don't want you to punch in at an hour and punch out at an hour.
Right.
So I think that way everyone else also gets the freedom to manage their hours. I've had in the beginning, when I just started the brand digest, I didn't have too many projects. So I started learning Adobe Illustrator, and I'm not very good at it. I haven't been able to learn a lot of it, but I started learning it, and I now am like a beginner's level. I can at least make my own posts and some content for my clients also, where we don't want to invest too much. I started doing that. So I think, yeah, it's the small things that you can do with your free time. I mean, you don't always have to worry about earning. You also have to worry about developing yourself as a person, as a professional, that you can get to a point where you can use that skill to make more money.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had been surfing. I'm a shopaholic person too, as we females are. So sometimes, I have some free time. I pop into Amazon or Flipkart or Myntra, just to see the latest trends. And sometimes it's so tempting that we order for ourselves and those things. And one fine day, I realized that, I've been using my time shopping all over Amazon and Myntra and the other online
Platform.
stations where you can shop up. Uh, there are websites like Amazon who are giving a charge to women or any of them who want
Mm.
to join them as a partner, the selling partner, and that too is an online process, and you can do it online.
Right.
So basically, we are been given options by a lot of people. We just need to flow in a way where we can find an opportunity to create a business out of all the resources we are having with us. वैशाली
For
जी क्या
sure.
कहना है आपका इस पे?
सबसे पहले तो मैं सॉरी कहूंगी because as I'm traveling, my phone might get switched off anytime.
It's
So yes, जैसा आपने कहा कि ये सब जो ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं उसमें women को buying selling की बहुत, so it is in a way it is really good. और अगर आपको मैं कहूँ तो कुछ ऐसे भी opportunities होती हैं कि जिसमें a women can earn out of being a shopper.
right.
कि कुछ पर्टिकुलर जॉनर की कुछ पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरीज की चीजें आपको शॉप करने के लिए कही जाती हैं या सर्वेस फिल करने के लिए कहे जाते हैं. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे ऑनलाइन अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी होते हैं. जैसा मैंने आपको बताया कि देयर आर सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स, if I say, where to create a community of women, to make an impact on other women through that app or through that platform, can make you actually earn reward points and some money.
I think we lost her.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, but Vaishali ji, what she meant was there are other opportunities online, not just being a reseller or not just being somebody who shops. There are shoppers benefit and earning opportunities. There are opportunities related to research actually. There's a lot of surveys going around, and one can utilize the free time into that thing and can create an earning opportunity as well. Uh, so Ishita, I just wanted to know generally for for the image branding, how many percentage of people, I mean, for example, you have a client bank, so how approximately percentage would be the woman who wants to come to you and they say कि नहीं हमको हमारा एक image brand create करना है और we are starting up with this particular business और हमको उसके etiquette सिखाओ हमको ये no, you must be meeting lot of clients.
Yeah.
तो उसमें से
Well, I think amazingly enough, 80% of the brands that I'm working with currently have a female founder or a female co-founder.
right.
And yeah, it's been so amazing to see. And like there are two brands that I'm currently working with who, where the female, she's basically the creative head or the designer. These are both designer-led brands. The women there, they are the creative heads, they're the chief designers, and they get full support from their husbands or from their significant others who've either left their own jobs and joined them full time in establishing a full stack brand for whatever they started doing as a hobby or whatever they wanted to pursue as a career. Or this other partner who, like this other brand where the husband is actually doing another full-time job with a Canada-based company. So they have a different work hours there. And during the day, he's working with his wife. He's helping his wife as the co-founder and business head of the brand to help her establish a revenue cycle and everything. So it's amazing to see how women these days have come out on top of everything. Like it's immensely empowering to see how these women, they even have kids. Like I am still a young person. I'm just 27 years old. I don't have a family yet. I'm not married yet. So that leaves me with a lot of time to invest in other places, to invest in myself and self-care, to invest in my friends and my social life and everything without having to, look after other people in my family also. Like, of course, I do have my daughterly duties and I do look after my parents sometimes and I help them around. No, that's it. For these ladies who have a family of their own and kids especially, they're school-going kids, they're still young kids who are dependent on them full time. But even them, for them to be running successful businesses themselves and establishing the scale of business that they're trying to establish, it's immensely empowering to see. And I actually have like 80% of my team also at the brand digest is all women. So it's amazing to see how women these days are doing so many things. And also, what's amazing to see is the kind of support that they're getting from their families. Because let's face it, even though you have the intent for everyone, whether a guy or a girl, it's very important for us to have an emotional support, to have a family or a partner or just people around who are there to support us, emotionally, not just financially, but emotionally also. Sometimes when we have a crappy day, or sometimes when, like when I started, when I didn't have enough clients or I didn't have enough work, and even now, when I sometimes have like 3 days and I don't have a lot of work or I don't have a meeting, scheduled for the entire day, I sometimes go in this zone where I'm like, oh shit, am I doing enough? Am I like, how do I have so much free time on me? And then starts that cycle of anxiety and of self doubt and everything. But luckily, I have my father or I have my brother who I can go to and talk to. I have the friends also, male friends that I can go talk to and be like, hey, listen, like, this is what I'm feeling. Do you think I'm doing something wrong? Or, just like, I don't want to do it. Yeah. Should I just, like, should I be doing something more? And they always have like such encouraging words to say. They're like, no, it's okay. You don't have to be busy all the time. My dad's the sweetest guy ever. He's like, हर चीज का season होता है, yeah. Even though he runs like a very big business himself. But even he's like, listen, we don't have every day busy. We're not busy at the office every day. So like, what are you so worried about? And it's okay. You maybe use that time to watch a movie during your office hours. You don't have to be working all the time. So I think it's very important for everyone to have a support system as well, who doesn't really just, push them into a toxic cycle. And so long as that happens, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, you'll have like a very healthy relationship with your work and your personal life.
Absolutely. And it's so, I mean, it's an amazing story of yours when I hear it. And I'm sure the audience will also find it quite impressive and very inspiring.
Thank you.
There are actually women who want to utilize their time and they want to recreate something out of that particular
Mhm.
spare time. It actually is not a spare time, but they are sparing that time for their own benefits. uh,
True.
uh, yeah, so I believe that giving, first of all, this habit of we are not just hopping towards creating business. We are starting it in a process wherein
Exactly.
women at least make it mandatory to give themselves some time, the me time, what we call.
Yeah.
So do you think that is also important while hopping to the business part? Because I think me time gives them
Absolutely.
that space to think about themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, for anyone, see, like I said, like Vaishali ji also mentioned, I mean, you don't always have to be doing so many things all the time. You need that headspace also. You need to clear your head sometimes, because when I am worrying about my business too much, or when I am thinking too much about the things that I have, or the deadlines that I've missed, or maybe things that I've rescheduled, meetings that I've rescheduled or something, and I suddenly have to reschedule my entire calendar. So it sometimes gets overwhelming, or when I have too much work, but then I get so crowded with work, or my team gets so crowded with work that they just don't feel like working. They get into that toxic cycle then. So which
Right.
is when I ask them to just take the day off, maybe, or take some time off, go for a walk, or sign off or whatever, and then they can come back and finish the task as and when they please. It's
Right.
very important to give yourself the time, or to allow yourself to have that time to kind of recuperate and reconnect with yourself. Because if you're feeling out of bounds, if you're feeling too preoccupied with other things, even something as basic as emotional distress,
Right.
we all are humans. We all go through multiple emotions, and we can't control what happens around the world. And the world these days is a little chaotic. So
Yeah.
something, you read something in the newspaper in the morning, or you saw a news which kind of shook you, or you saw something on the road while commuting to the office, or something that that just put you in a state. It's okay to take your time to process it. I'm a huge believer and I'm a huge supporter of sitting down with your feelings and processing them. And I feel that me time to just wind down. And I also have this thing. I started this thing very recently because I recently felt very sick. I was hospitalized and all. And I got this wake up call where I was like, oh no, like, I need to balance everything. So now what I've started is official working hours are until 6 p.m. After 6, I tell all my team to like just sign off. It's okay. The official working hours are over. Whatever your pending tasks are, if you want to finish it throughout the day, whenever you manage your time, you do it. But the official work hours are over. I make myself a cup of coffee and I go to my terrace and just go there for the sunset. I listen to some music. I go watch the sunset. I don't answer my phone calls, like my work calls. I don't answer my work messages, and I just let that time be for me. So I think that's something that everyone needs to do, just to like switch roles and get back into a state where your productivity is also easily flowing.
Right, right. And we have Vaishali ji back on board. Vaishali ji, we missed you actually, though for a short time, but we still missed you. And we were just talking about that thing that, the शुरुआत वहां से होती है कि जब हम हमारे लिए थोड़ा टाइम निकालते हैं। हमको सीधा बिजनेस नहीं करना है, हमको पहले खुद के लिए टाइम स्पेयर करना है, हमको खुद से सेल्फ इवेल्युएट अपने आप को करना है। हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें क्या नहीं चाहिए। एक प्यार की झप्पी हमको खुद को देनी होती है, एक ब्रेवरी की थपकी हमको खुद को देनी होती है, तब जाके हम ये जो हम बाहर से जो इतने मजबूत बने हुए दिखते हैं लोगों को वो एक कायम रहता है अपना इमेज एज अ वुमन। पीपल हैव are always judging women in their entire different ways, और एक stereotype सबके दिमाग में, there are a lot of taboos which females can't do. How do this women can prioritize their time? उनका जो एक प्रायोरिटी रहता है, टाइम इज ऑल अबाउट मैनेजिंग टाइम। हमको किसी के पास इतना समय नहीं है, वो सब समय निकालना पड़ता है। तो वो जब कुछ भी काम कर रहे हैं तो वो प्रायोरिटाइज कैसे कर सकते हैं अपने काम को, अपने आप को कैसे टाइम दे सकते हैं? तो can you explain on that level, because there will lot of women would be liking to know that, and since you are handling lot of mummies, हमारा मेजर जो ऑडियंस रहेगा वो वुमन भी रहेंगे, और इस टाइप के वुमन भी रहेंगे जो बहुत सारी सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से बंधन महसूस करते हैं।
सबसे पहले तो ना मैं कहूंगी कि एक कहते हैं कि एक जैसे पानी पीना है हमें ग्लास में लेके, अगर वो जग खाली होगा तो हम ग्लास में कुछ डाल पाएंगे? हम कुछ नहीं डाल पाएंगे। तो उस जग को फुल होना जरूरी है। समझ लीजिए कि आप वो जग हो, एक विमेन है हम, वी आर दैट जग। हम सिर्फ देने 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 में ही लगे रहते हैं पूरा दिन। बच्चों को खाना दे दो, घर के बड़ों की ध्यान रखो, ये करो वो करो, बिजनेस का करो। हम भूल जाते हैं कि हमारा जग खाली हो रहा है। अब खाली जग में से कितना निकालोगे? a level of frustration comes। तो हमें खुद को पहले तो प्रायोरिटी देना बहुत जरूरी है कि सुबह से शाम में हम ऐसे अपने टाइम को मैनेज करें कि फैमिली, घर और बिजनेस के साथ साथ कहीं ना कहीं हम खुद के लिए भी थोड़ा वो टाइम निकालें। तो खुद को प्रायोरिटी पहले देना है कि हैव अ गुड स्लीप, हैव गुड स्लीप टू हैव गुड हेल्थ। तब जाके हम लोगों को अच्छे से घर में सबको हेल्पफुल हो पाएंगे और सपोर्ट कर पाएंगे। और दूसरी बात कि घर में लोग आ जाते हैं, फिर हम खाना बनाते हैं, लगाते हैं, और उतने दिन में हमें भूख लगी होती है बट हमें रियलाइज नहीं होता है। बेस्ट पार्ट इज टिल द अदर पीपल कम, आप पेट भर के खाना खा लो, फिर सबकी सेवा करो। बिकॉज ऐसी ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं जिनको हमें ध्यान रखना है। अगर मैं किसी को प्रायोरिटाइज करने का ज्ञान दूंगी ना, वो जो थियोरेटिकली देते हैं नॉर्मली, तो वो थियोरेटिकली वाला ज्ञान कोई नहीं इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाएगा। बट ये छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं जिसका हमें ध्यान रखना है। कि पहली बात, अकेले कभी भी वॉक करने निकल जाओ, बिकॉज इट इज डी स्ट्रेसिंग, वो आपके स्ट्रेस हार्मोन्स को रिलीज कर देगा। तो टेक आउट सम टाइम फॉर योरसेल्फ टू गो आउट एंड वॉक इन द नेचर, एक बात। दूसरी बात, वेट करते करते आपके भूख भी मर जाए, उतना वेट करके लोगों की सेवा हमें करनी है, बट ठीक है, आप पहले खाना खा लोगे तो इट्स एब्सोल्युटली फाइन। तो आप उल्टा अच्छे मूड में उनको सर्व कर पाओगे। जब फैमिली वाले आएंगे, बच्चे घर आएंगे, तो वो हम चिड़चिड़े हो जाएंगे कि यार मुझे भूख लगी है और अब इनको सर्व करना है और ये 5वीं बार मांग रहे हैं। बट अगर हम अच्छे से पेट पूजा करके बैठे हैं तो हमें फिर कोई टेंशन ही नहीं है। एंड अनदर थिंग कि फ्री टाइम मिला तो स्टॉप वेस्टिंग टाइम ऑन स्क्रोलिंग, टाइम से हम सो जाएं और अच्छी नींद लें, बिकॉज ये हमारी हेल्थ के लिए, हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ और फिजिकल हेल्थ दोनों के लिए बहुत ही जरूरी है। और वीकेंड में कभी भी टाइम मिले, गो आउट एंड पैम्पर योरसेल्फ, go to a salon, go to a spa, do whatever you love to do. Sometimes I am in that state that I love to do nothing.
Exactly.
Do nothing, because there should be something which should make you feel good
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Make your weekends, plan your weekends in a way कि मंडे को you are all set to rock the whole week. तो ये छोटी
Absolutely.
छोटी बातें हैं जिसका हमें ध्यान रखना है।
True, true. What I actually do, I have a habit कि I have social media, but मैं उसमें log in करती हूँ। फिर I have that mindset कि इसमें 5 मिनट या 10 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं देना है। वो एक टाइम स्पेयर होता है, and I have the habit of watching my watch also. मतलब मुझे ध्यान आ जाता है कि अब 10 मिनट हो गए, बस that inside alarm it keeps on hammering, ट्रिंग ट्रिंग अब बंद करो, ट्रिंग ट्रिंग अब बंद करो, and then
ये अलार्म सबका नहीं बजता। इट इज अ गुड थिंग अबाउट
है ना, उसके बाद यू डोंट हैव एनी काइंड ऑफ नोटिफिकेशन, नो पॉपअप मैसेजेस कि इसका मैसेज है उसका है, या दिस नोटिफिकेशन स्टॉप्स, where we can utilize that scrolling time into something which is quite creative, and it gives us good opportunities also. And opportunities are not just in term of monetary wise, it can give you recognition also. You can be inspiring other female also to do something. So business is not all about, here we are talking about in the terms of money, but there are a lot of other things we can give back to the society. इशिता जी, कमिंग टूवर्ड्स यू, ये तो हुई शादीशुदा मम्मीज की बात है। वी हैव आवर किड्स अराउंड जो मम्मी मम्मी चिल्लाते रहते हैं, एंड देन थिंग्स। हाँ, तो आपको अभी ये नहीं देखना आया, बट यू आर एट अ स्टेज वेयर पीपल वुड बी बिहाइंड यू। अब शादी कर लो, अब तो जम गई हो, अब तो सेटल हो गई हो, है ना।
True. Yeah.
फ्रॉम आवर फैमिली, हमारे फैमिली से तो इतना प्रेशर नहीं आता, बिकॉज दे अंडरस्टैंड अस वेल, बट वो 4 लोग जो बातें करते तो वो 4 लोगों ने आपको कोई लेवल में स्ट्रेस आउट किया है, या आप वो 4 लोगों को अपने से कैसे दूर रखते हो?
I think I have developed a very nice system of kind of detaching myself from it, because at the end of the day, I feel like they're not the ones who are going to have to pay my bills, and they're not the ones who are going to have to take care of my marriage or my partner or my family, whoever it is, right? Oh, a lot of the times, what I've seen these days is people, they separate. People these days don't have a lot of patience, so they're separate. And I've seen a lot of women struggling with this, struggling with bad marriages actually, where because they get stuck because they probably don't have a source of income, or they don't have the confidence to go independent, to leave that marriage, because for them the financial security that they have, that their kids have, is superior to the discomfort or to the emotional abuse or physical abuse that they are going through in their marriages. So for me, I think I look at the bigger picture, and thankfully I also have a family. I have a set of parents who have understood my vision very amazingly, because it's not like we haven't seen bad marriages or we haven't seen separations in our family or in our surroundings. It's very common these days. So for me, when I go to them and I tell them, listen, Dad, I don't want to be a burden on you. And of course, no father is going to look at their daughters, or even for that matter, their son, as a burden. But they don't want their kids to go through something emotionally taxing or physically taxing. So for them, if my sense of satisfaction or if my sense of independence gives me the kind of freedom or gives me the kind of confidence that I have to live life on my terms. Like if I have a sound financial backing, or if I have the skill set, my father's always been like, it's okay, it doesn't matter how much you're earning, at least you have the talent. आपके हाथ में हुनर है. So even if you earn like 20,000 a month, you at least have that. You can take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, I think during the lockdown, we've all realized we don't need too much to survive. Right.
True.
So even if you're earning 20K or 25K a month, you'll have enough confidence to step out of a bad marriage or to step out of a bad situation. For me to want to secure myself, secure my kids' future, my parents' future, everyone included, with them, I think that's my main vision. That's my main motivation for wanting to do something, apart from, of course, my professional and personal growth and my personal objectives and all of that. But that's the bigger picture that I'm looking at when it comes to marriage. And thankfully, because my parents align with me on that vision, they haven't really started pestering me. Oh no, you have to get married. And I think it's a very welcome change that I see in a lot of parents these days. A lot of us are staying up separated from their families, or we're living in different cities, trying to establish a career, trying to establish a business and things like that. I am not living with my family, and my father's been very supportive of it. He misses me so much. He calls me home like once every month or once every couple months. He understands that I can't travel because of work, but he's very happy. He's very supportive of it. So he even goes to, like, if someone comes and tells him, hey, listen, when's your daughter getting married? Like, she's so aged, she's at such an age, like, shouldn't you start thinking about it? But he's always told them, like, he started telling them that, listen, hey, my daughter's doing something of her own. She wants to take some more time. She wants to get to a certain stage and then do it. So it's her call. So I think that's something that has, again, I'm very lucky with the family and the cards that I've been dealt, so to say. So I think that's working out well for me. And it's amazing to see how a lot of families are doing that for more and more of their daughters. Right. So yeah, there are some people who still struggle, but it's nice to see that it's changing.
True. I actually agree to what you said, because parents have now a diversified view, and they still believe a lot of stereotypes have been cut down nowadays.
Yeah.
And they see to the social security of their daughter less than the financial security.
Yes.
Earlier it was the social security more, and now it is the financial security कि भाई हमने हमारी बेटी के लिए इतने पैसे खर्च किए, उसको पैर पे खड़ा किया है, why should she compromise? And that is how they support all their daughters. And it was a wonderful session. और मुझे से कभी ऐसा मन नहीं हो रहा है कि मेरा मन नहीं भर रहा है. But making a quick short note about the session was how to create your free time into a business. तो इसकी शुरुआत वैशाली जी ने जैसे कहा कि पहले खुद को टाइम दो, खुद इवेल्युएट करो कि तुमको क्या करना है, कैसे जाना है. जब अपना जग भरोगे तब तुम दूसरों को जग भर के दे सकोगे. एंड that is where the evolvement towards earning starts in the mind. और जैसे हम फीमेल्स की एक आदत होती है कि कितना भी अच्छा मतलब ससुराल में कितना भी अच्छा होता है, लेकिन मायके से जो 11 रुपए का भी अगर कवर आता है, हमारे लिए वो इम्पोर्टेंट ज्यादा हो जाता है कि मुझे मेरे मायके से मिला है. एंड उससे भी ज्यादा वजन पड़ता है when you earn something for yourself to builds up your confidence. आपको एक security, you feel secured within inside, and that is how those women who are watching this video, please give time to yourself first. Fill up your jugs, empty jugs, and then try to give it to spread it and distribute among everybody. But keep some for yourself also. Just don't empty yourself everywhere. सेकेंडली, यहाँ से जो सोशल मीडिया है आपके पास, जो आप यूज करते हो, उसमें से भी बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटीज आप क्रिएट कर सकते हो. सो नेवर हेजिटेट स्टार्टिंग समथिंग न्यू. आपको एक कदम कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकालना पड़ेगा, एंड देन द रेस्ट ऑफ द स्टेप्स आर वेरी इजी इन दैट जर्नी. एंड आई am so grateful that Ishita Choudhary and Vaishali Vaishnav have joined us on this discussion panel. I'm so grateful you are here, and I'm looking forward with your support in our other events as well. And thank you so much for being here, sparing time for us. Thank you, Ishita. Thank you, Vaishali ji. आपने बहुत
so
support
much.
Thank you so